You know what's scary? You can wake up every morning, do everything right, but still live the wrong life. I don't mean illegal. I don't mean immoral. I mean empty. Socrates warned about this thousands of years ago, but his words feel uncomfortably personal today. He said most people are not living badly, but blindly. And I want to talk to you about that. Not like a lecture, but like a late-night conversation between friends. Because if Socrates were alive today, he wouldn't shout at you. He'd sit beside you, but ask one question that would ruin your sleep. Let me start with a scene. Imagine a man in his 30s. Good job, decent salary, but always tired. He wakes up to alarms, but falls asleep scrolling. He waits for weekends, therefore hates Mondays. From the outside, his life looks successful. From the inside, something feels off. He doesn't know what it is, but he feels it every night. Socrates would look at him and say, "You are busy living, but you have never examined your life." That's where the problem begins. We are taught how to earn. We are taught how to impress, but we are never taught how to question. So we follow the path given to us. School, job, marriage, but no pause to ask why. Everyone else is doing it, therefore it must be right. But Socrates believed something dangerous. A life lived without questioning is not a life worth living. Not because it is wrong, but because it is unconscious. Think about it. How many decisions in your life were truly yours? You chose a career, but was it curiosity or pressure? You chase money, but is it freedom or comparison? You want success, therefore you never asked what success means to you. Socrates didn't attack people with answers. He attacked them with questions. And that's why people hated him. Because questions are uncomfortable. They force you to admit things you've been avoiding. Here's one of those questions. Are you living for yourself or for approval? Be honest. Real honest. Most people don't want happiness. They want validation. A bigger salary, but only because others will respect them. A better lifestyle, but only because it looks impressive. A busy schedule, therefore no time to feel empty. Socrates saw this clearly hundreds of years ago. He believed chasing status without self-awareness is the fastest way to waste a life. You win races, but you don't know why you're running. That's the wrong life. Not evil, not lazy, just misdirected. That's why people who have everything still feel restless. They keep achieving, therefore never enjoying. Socrates believed the wrong life is not about lack. It's about confusion. Confusion between what you truly want and what you were taught to want. Here's another uncomfortable truth. We are afraid of silence. We fill our lives with noise. Podcasts, reels, messages, but no space to think. Socrates spent his life doing the exact opposite. He slowed down. He listened more and talked less. He believed wisdom begins when you admit you don't know. But today, everyone wants to look certain. Everyone wants opinions. Everyone wants answers. Therefore, no one examines themselves. Let me ask you something, friend to friend. When was the last time you sat with yourself without distraction? No phone, no music, just you. If that question makes you uncomfortable, Socrates is smiling somewhere. Because discomfort is the doorway to clarity. Socrates didn't say you're living the wrong life to insult you. He said it to wake you up. He believed most suffering comes from living on autopilot. You react instead of choosing. You chase instead of understanding. You survive, therefore you forget to live. Think about relationships. People stay in relationships that drain them, but they fear loneliness. They avoid honest conversations, therefore build silent resentment. Socrates would ask, are you staying because it is right or because it is familiar? That question alone can change a life. Socrates believed death is not the tragedy, but wasted life is. That's why he wasn't afraid to die. He was afraid to live falsely. And that scares people. Because if he's right, excuses disappear. You can't blame society forever. You can't blame parents forever. At some point, the responsibility becomes yours. Freedom feels exciting, but it is terrifying. Responsibility feels heavy, therefore most people avoid it. They prefer comfort over truth. They prefer routine over meaning. But Socrates chose meaning, even when it cost him his life. He believed that knowing yourself is the highest achievement. Not fame, not wealth, not power. Because once you know yourself, decisions become simpler. You say no without guilt. You choose paths without regret. Life becomes lighter. Not easier, but clearer. So if you feel stuck, lost, or restless, don't panic. You're not broken. You're just waking up. That discomfort you feel, that quiet dissatisfaction, that's Socrates tapping you on the shoulder. He's not telling you to quit everything tomorrow. He's asking you to start questioning today. Why do I want this? Why am I afraid of that? Why am I living this way? Because the moment you start asking better questions, you stop living the wrong life. And slowly, you begin living your own.